Good evening and welcome to Modern Mystic Radio. My name is Sarah and you're listening to Ask One Radio. That's the world's number one psychic radio network. Right, so a little bit about me. I'm going to introduce myself if you don't know me already. My name is Sarah. I've been working as a psychic in the UK for 27 years now. I work with a variety of different tools. I'm also known as the soulmate psychic, so I can have a look at all of those love questions for you and also have a look at those really, really tricky soulmate energies that we've been working with as well. So I can look at soulmates, twin flames and soul connections. And I can also tap into the Akashic realm, which basically is a library of information that basically contains everything past, present and future on your soul path. So I can also do spiritual development questions as well. Okay, so today what I'd like to talk about is the law of attraction, being able to manifest something using the power of your mind. Very, very interesting. It's a subject that's fascinated me for around 15 years. I've been studying this for 15 years and I want to go through a couple of things with you today. I want to talk about cosmic ordering and also I want to talk about this weekend because we've got a very big lunar eclipse on Saturday, I think it is, Friday or Saturday, depending on where you are. And this is almost like a powerhouse here for you. It's going to amplify the energy of whatever you are trying to manifest. And coupled with that, it's also a full moon. Okay, it's a full moon in Leo, which is all about love. It's all about energy. It's all about being able to fire up that passion as well, regardless of what area of life you want to have a look at. So we can have a look at how to actually manifest and set your intentions properly during this very, very auspicious time. Right, so we're going to start off with the law of attraction. I'm going to talk about cosmic ordering a little bit. And like I said, I've been working on this for about 15 years and probably about 12 years ago, I came across a great little book by a gentleman called Stephen Richards called The Cosmic Ordering Connection. And this really introduced me to the whole concept of cosmic ordering, which basically is setting your intention, either writing it down or vocalizing or meditating upon it to bring in your desire. Now, I've tried many things in the past and, I've had success and I've also had things where nothing has happened at all. So I don't know whether that's something you can relate to. But one time I did try this cosmic ordering technique from this guy called Stephen Richards. Now, that absolutely blew my mind. What I did, I was looking for a job and I specified the salary. I specified the location, and to test the theory out, I wanted to put in a few randoms. So to make sure that this was a cosmic order and not just me finding a job. So what I did was put in that I wanted it to be so local to me that I can drop my daughter off at school and still be in time for work. So it needed to be within 15 minutes of my house. Or of the school, actually. But also, at the end of this cosmic order, so I ordered the salary, the location, the type of work that I wanted, but I also put in a random thing at the end of my order is that I wanted to be promoted within 1 week. Okay, which is far out. It's completely, who has that happen to them? So in the end, I got this job. I felt immediately very, very drawn towards it. And the interview was bizarre. In actual fact, I really shouldn't have got that job, to be honest with you. We had to sit a test, which was unbelievably hard. I don't think I got a single question right. In fact, I was told at the interview that I completely failed the test. However, the manager said, I've got a good feeling about you. I'm going to give you the job. So I started on the Monday, did quite well, just doing my thing. It was an office job. And lo and behold, by the end of the week, on the Friday, I was promoted. So that was one experience where I've had cosmic ordering work for me absolutely wonderfully. So how do we do it, you know? So basically what you want to do is just put a statement out to the universe and then you let it go, you know? So what you're doing is you're trying to think, picture, whatever you can do to try and pull that together. I like to put in, with my cosmic orders, a little bit of a randomness with it, so I know that it's the cosmic order coming to me rather than just chance, if you like. I've done this, like I said, on 2 or 3 occasions around the job front, but I've also used other law of attraction techniques to manifest other things in my life. So what you need to be doing is literally it's a sentence, a positive statement saying, you know, Almighty Cosmos, I cosmically order or bring to me great waves of abundance, for instance, in divine ways. And it's simple as that. It's not an affirmation, it's a statement out to the universe. And then you can let it go. Now, the reason why I'm sort of mentioning cosmic ordering is it's very easy. It's a very easy way of manifesting your desires. And like I said, we have this lunar eclipse and full moon in Leo this weekend, which is going to be extra powerful. So lunar eclipse, what it does, it clears the energy. It clears the energy of the last lunar eclipse, which was in September of last year. So whatever is kind of pending, it's almost like a last purge of 2016's energy coming through. And it's also, if you like, the start of our new cycle in 2017. So it's a brilliant time to do your manifesting. So how do we do that? How do we monopolize on that energy that's all around us over the weekend? Now, what I tend to do is I will choose a colour candle. You don't have to choose a colour. You can just use a white candle. So at the time of the full moon or shortly before, you've got a 24-hour period to work with this, is I set my intention. So I light my candle, get myself into a zone, and just meditate with whatever it is that I want to manifest. I also like to write it down as well. And then obviously I put that piece of paper away to the side and I forget about it until it actually manifests into my life. Now we are full moon in Leo, so we are looking at, I want to say the reds and the oranges for that star sign. And when we say full moon in Leo, it literally means that's where the moon is actually placed up in the sky. It's in the constellation of Leo. Okay, so that's quickly how you set your intentions and how you use the energy of this full moon. Now, we have our first caller. It's Sarah from Melbourne in Australia. Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. So, hello, can you hear me?
That's good, yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, right, so lovely to meet you, Sarah. I'm another Sarah.
Me too. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Right, do you have another question for me?
I would really like to know, I've met a really lovely man who, we've sort of fallen in love, and I don't know if, like, cause, the last reader was saying that I just have obstacle after obstacle, and it's sort of a very spiritual battle in my life, which is constantly going on, and if it's not one thing, it's something else. I just want to know, do I just need to be really careful, or what do you think about that?
Right, okay, let's have a look. I just want to sort of tune into your energy and see what's going on the, I want not just the love front, but with you spiritually. Now, the first card that I've got here is very interesting because it's all about love, so I couldn't have chosen a more appropriate card for you. And this is about, I want to say, two energies combining into one. And this is where I feel you've kind of almost like hit a bit of a snag in your previous relationships, is that joining in a balanced way. Okay, so I feel like I've got you in situations where initially there is a really, really good and strong connection, and it feels wonderful, and it all actually feels like really soul connected. And then for whatever reason, it kind of falls apart in what feels like a really dramatic kind of way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so I just want to have a look at what's going on with you. See, I feel since your last relationship, I feel that you have done quite a lot of work on yourself. And I want to say the element of growth has really strongly been there with you. I would say over the last 6 months specifically. Now, I'm just looking at some cards for you for this relationship that you've just entered into. And I have to say, these are looking rather good. I love the energy that you've got. I'm seeing new beginnings here, but what I'm also seeing is that spiritual element here. Going into the spiritual area of your life, I feel like there is a jump forwards coming in for you for this year. I feel like it's almost like really being connected or feeling connected, not only to your own soul, but also to all of the energies around you, the universe, everything. So that sense of being connected is really hitting you, or is going to be really hitting you over the course of this year. I feel, like I said, there's almost like an opportunity. Do you work spiritually? Have you been thinking about working spiritually?
I have, but I wouldn't know exactly how to go about it. I can be quite sensitive to energies and things like that. I didn't want them sort of taking over my life. I wasn't very grounded in the past, but I think I've got a better hold on things now.
I mean, I feel very much this is a very, I think you have got a very, very strong spiritual path, actually. And, you know, that has its plus points and it also has its minus points. I mean, the plus points is that you can actually connect with energy and interpret energy really, really well. The minus side to that is that you are, I feel like in your life, you are forced to take leaps of faith, okay? And I feel like that's kind of what you may have to do if you really want to delve into the spiritual side. I feel that it's almost like you need to kind of play around and find a method or a tool that gels with you, that just brings out that psychic ability, that psychic awareness. Because I feel if you can nail that, and I feel like it's just one thing that you've got to nail here, that you can actually successfully build on your psychic ability, build on that spiritual awareness, and be able to actually work in a spiritual way. Again, I feel like when you do that, there will be a bit of a leap of faith. I feel like you're going to have to jump into it. But also what I want to say here is find a way of practicing on people, not necessarily complete strangers. Don't drag them off the street or anything. But I feel like you just need to almost like put yourself in the position of working psychically or trying to tune into them, because as I'm sort of tuning into your energy, I feel what I've got you doing is, you've got one tool, whether it's the cards or something else, and then you're also tuning into that person's energy as well.
Yeah.
On quite a deep level here. So I feel
I used to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. I used to do a little bit of numerology, and I've been trying to study advanced astrology and things like that. Sometimes I used to be very, very empathic, like feel people's pain and things like that. But I sort of had an experience where I believe I was psychically attacked by some really nasty energies, and so I sort of shut off to that sort of part of myself a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that can cause, that's quite common in anyone that opens up and develops. And you need to work upon your protection element here. protection and cleansing, I think, are two very, very important areas for you, because you have that natural empathic ability. So even if you are not trying to work psychically, I feel you would end up doing that anyway, just on a natural, in a natural way, if that makes sense. So I feel it's worth learning a little bit more about the cleansing, which it doesn't have to be complicated. I just take a salt bath and I use sage, and that's it. I just, waft that around me, sage smudge stick, and that's it. In terms of the protection, I actually imagine a golden pyramid come over me to actually guard me from any kind of negative energy, any kind of negative influences. Chances are that psychic attack, and as I tune into it, I feel actually that was directed by a person, not necessarily a spiritual being, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just amazing.
But your relationship, I feel, the one that you've just come into, I want to say I feel like I've got that one going the whole distance. I don't think there's anything you need to be aware of. I feel like you are ready to go into a spiritual kind of bond with another person, and it's like you've stopped attracting your opposite, if that makes sense. So the person that you've attracted now, the person that you have attracted now is far more akin to your energy rather than what the opposite. It's like you were attracting. They say opposites attract. It's like you're magnetised, or actually they have been attracted to you, I think is more the case. I feel like I've got them doing the pursuing, not necessarily you going out being drawn to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's been really really just amazing, and I just feel everything just feels so right. I don't know, I can't explain it. But I just wanted to know, is there anything that he needs and that I can do for him that he's not really opening up to me about, or that I might not be aware of just yet?
Let's have a look. So he himself has gone through some, I feel like, real strong growth experiences as well. He's not as in tune as you are, but I feel like the energy between you two is really off the scale. It's coming in as a very, very strong soulmate or twin flame energy that I've got here for you. And I feel... Let me just see if there is anything. Let me just see what my guides are saying, if there's anything that you need to be doing. I just want to say it's almost like the more open that you are to this energy and to him, the more open he will be. I feel that he has been badly hurt, and for him trust is a big issue, but I feel absolutely, even now, even this early stage, he has absolute trust in you.
Oh. He's just the most amazing person ever. Yeah, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you calling me back, and and it's just been so beautiful, and thank you so much for sharing all of that information with me. And I really just feel very blessed.
Oh, thank you. You take care and have a lovely day.
Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye, Sarah.
Bye-bye.
And now we have our next caller. We've got Golda in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hello, Golda.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You're speaking to Sarah. Do you have a question for me?
Excuse me?
You're speaking to Sarah. Do you have a question for me?
Just what my future holds for me.
Right, okay, let's have a look at that for you. Let's just see what I've got coming in. Okay, right, so I'm just pulling some cards out for you. And the first thing that I feel actually coming up for you. I feel very drawn towards the relationship area and also very drawn to the work area for you for this year. I feel like in terms of work, I feel like I've got some sort of big change coming up for you, but I feel like it is going to be a very big, positive change. I feel like I've got you having to make a decision. I also feel like I've got I want to say there is a lot of learning involved here coming up for you. I'm also, like I said, I'm very drawn towards the relationship area here for you as well. Are you in a relationship at the moment?
You kind of got cut off.
Okay. What did you last hear?
I last heard something about work.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like I've got an opportunity coming to you around the work area, and I feel like I want to say it's coming in within the next month. It seems to be quite imminent. So I feel here that you are ready for the next stage in work, and I feel like that opportunity is around you. It may even very well be where you are at the moment, but I want to say keep your eyes and ears very open for new opportunities. So I feel for you this year, I've got you climbing the ladder. Now, I've also got a strong element here coming in within the relationship area for you. Now, are you in a relationship at the moment?
I am.
You are. I feel, so I'm getting a lot of positive energy around this during the summer months. So I want to say, I feel like your relationship is going to go on to the next level, or we've got a greater sense of harmony and harmony and actually working together and joint decision coming in over the summer months.
Okay.
So, yeah, did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I also feel here we've got, I want to say there's news coming in from one of the members of your family. And I feel like this is positive news. I'm getting celebrations around that. So I feel for you over the course of the next few months, not necessarily the whole year, but the next few months at least, 6 months, I feel like I've got changes within the work area for you, which I feel are chosen because I've got you making that decision, a strengthening within the relationship, almost like a more of a cohesive energy, as I feel like both you and your partner's lives improve on an individual basis. And I also feel here that it's almost like I've got news coming in from one of the members of the family. It's got some good news coming. This may be in the form of like either engagement, wedding, or maybe even a new arrival coming in for you. I feel in terms of last year, life was very challenging and not very productive in terms of where you kind of thought you were going to be, or you thought you should be. But I feel that this year it is opening up for you. I think last year was closing down, stuff was closing down and leaving your life. And this year is all about you being open to the next steps and the next stages.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Right. So
I
think we've reached our limit here. So I want to thank you for coming through to me.
All right. I thank you.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Okay. So off she goes, and I've spoken to some wonderful, wonderful people today. So thank you to Sarah from Australia and Golda from Ohio. We have got probably just a couple of minutes left of the show. So I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope that you take use and make use of this really, really great energy over the weekend. Set your intentions and let me know how you get on. So if you want to get hold of me, you can visit my website, modern-mystic.co.uk, or you can also find me on Psychic Today UK TV channel. So I'm going to wish you a good night and a lovely week ahead. Bye for now.